Happy Thursday day. You know, we usually film at night. Today's guest is Lilo Grunwald, and she's an actor, host, and voiceover artist. I hope everyone's doing well. Hi, Margaret. Welcome. And Lilo, what's up? What's up? And yes, I'm gonna bring you in. Hello. If anyone has questions, hey Robin, ask below. And all right. Welcome, Lila. Hey.
Hi.
Wow, look at this beautiful self-tape setup you have.
Oh, well, I just did a self-tape and I'm literally sending it right now.
Wow, that's cool. Break a leg. Is it anything exciting?
It's for a feature film. So
Get it, girl.
We'll see.
Get it. You just have to, right? You do it and you send it and that's it, right?
Exactly. And like throw the script away and be done with it.
Yeah, and I'm realizing the more I'm learning to do that, the more I'm happy.
Yeah. Let me get more light in here. Hang on.
Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to play with mine too.
There we go. Okay, cool. Can I only just see you or do I have to see me? I hate seeing me.
Oh, just look at me. But Jason Abrams says, hi, ladies. I'm not sure.
Oh,
hi, Jason.
Hello, Jason. Oh, you would love him. Oh,
yeah.
hi, Jason.
We got a bunch of good people hopping on.
Yeah.
So how you doing, Lila? Yeah, that's so
good.
cool. You're busy doing the thing. That's so cool.
I'm doing the thing. I am. I'm doing the thing. I am doing the hustle, as they say. Yeah. I mean, I just haven't stopped all day. So it's good because I don't know about you, but I work better when I have a really packed schedule, because if I have too much time, then I just kind of laze around and nothing gets accomplished. So, yeah.
I know. And that's for people out there who don't know an artist or an actor's life. That's what it is. You're busy, and then you're not doing, but when you're not doing anything, it's a low, right? So yeah. It's like, you don't know what to focus on because there's so much that you haven't done while being busy that it's like, what do I'm in that right now. I haven't had anything all week and I'm like, what do I do with myself?
Yeah. Well, you have 100 jobs.
I know. But that's another thing. It's like you set yourself up for busy and then sometimes life doesn't want you to be busy, you know?
Yeah. Look at both of our glasses. Don't we look smart and important?
We do. Sophisticated ladies.
You know?
Jason said we both look great. Thank you.
I see that. Great lighting. That's right, Jason.
And then Robin. Hey, Robin. You know Robin? Robin's cool. And then,
hi, Robin.
Fellow SAG-AFTRA member.
Hello. Hi.
So I'll just get to it because when we met on SVU like a few weeks ago, and there was just so many synchronicities when we met. It was wild.
Yeah. It's crazy when that happens. Like, I mean, it's just out there in our little universe, and you know, it's like when they're gonna hate this, but my upstairs neighbors are arguing, and you guys, it's live on Instagram. Hello. I was trying to do my self-tape before and they're like fighting. I'm like, gotta stop. I gotta stop. Anyway, so if you hear
anything, the broom.
It's you know, I don't think they realize what that is. Right. Like, what's the banging? They might just think that I'm like doing a scene. Anyway, yeah. It's like when you think of when you hear a word that you've never heard before, and then all of a sudden it's everywhere. It's in a book that you're reading. It comes up in a conversation. It appears. And it was like that when we met. And when you told me that you did this podcast, and I was like, wait a second, I know who you are. So that was really funny when I told you didn't believe me. No, I know. I watched your thing. I know I did. So yeah, it's bizarre when that happens.
Well, and I mean, to me, it's the best sign because I'm not even because I'm trying to like become this thing. I'm just doing it because something's telling me to do it, right? That's why we're here. But yeah, it was International Podcast Day, which is a nice thing. But Then you also had other synchronicities with your babysitter was on set too or something, right?
So that was nuts. Yeah. So I'll tell everybody about that. That's a quick fun story. So I live in Long Beach currently, and that's where I grew up. But I moved away and I came back. Everything went full circle. So I met this woman, Lisa, on set. I would say about a month ago, and because of COVID, as you know, and maybe people out there don't realize, we keep really COVID safe. And in our holding space, most of them, they're only allowing us 2 people at a table, and they spread us out. So I sat down, I got there really early, and I don't like people sitting behind me. So I try to find a space by the wall. So I had my pickings because
Yeah.
there yet. So I sit down, and one half of the table was really sticky, and I sat at the other half of the table. A few minutes go by, people start trickling in. This woman comes over and she puts her stuff down. And I said, just so you know, that end of the table is a little sticky. She's like, okay, that's okay. I'll clean it up. And we start filling out our paperwork. And all of a sudden she looks up, she says, we know each other. And I didn't recognize her. And I've been doing this for quite a while, and we see a lot of the same people. And I did not recognize her. And she said, I know you from when you were a kid. I said, really? She says, I used to babysit for you. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, you're not that much older than I am. So we headed down memory lane the entire day. It was so much fun. Awesome woman, Lisa Marcus. So if you watch this on a replay or you're out there right now, hello. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I love when that stuff happens in the world,
And
yeah.
and for me, we were on SVU, and to me, that's like one of my top shows. So it was just a very powerful day in general. And we
Yeah.
were hanging out in Central. We got paid to hang out in Central Park.
Oh, well, can we talk about the fun rats?
We saw
Listen,
these huge rats, right? That look like squirrels,
I
sort
thought
of.
they were ferret. No, I thought they were ferrets. I mean, they were literally like, were they not dancing around, prancing around? I'm like, they are the happiest New York rats I've ever seen in my entire life.
They were. I say they looked pretty clean considering they were rats.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on was because of how open you were to the whole day and the whole experience. And you just don't. We meet a lot of people, and not many even talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's awesome, and I'm grateful to have met you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you drove me home. This perfect stranger, everybody. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, you get a sense of a person. I mean, at least I do, rather quickly. At least their aura, and I felt somewhat safe driving home with you. So
Yeah, no, some of my friends don't, so thank you.
somewhat safe. Although everybody, Christina, I don't know how she does it, but she's like one of these drivers. And I'm like, how do you see over your console? She's like, ah. I could never drive like that. I have to be up here.
Well, you're a little shorter, I think.
What? Short?
You're 5. I'm 5'5". I know you're 5'1".
Yeah, 5'1" and tons of fun.
Oh, hey, it's good. It's good.
It's
So
good.
it's good. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Did you, when you were little, how soon did you know you wanted to be in entertainment?
I was a baby. I was in the crib. No, I'm just kidding.
I've heard that before.
I was quite young. I mean, it's a very vivid memory for me. I just don't know if I was 3 or 4. I would think that I was probably 4 because I do remember sitting in my living room and my dog was over there on the corner and my mom was in the kitchen and I was watching Sesame Street. I mean, it's such a vivid memory. And I'm watching TV and I'm watching Sesame Street and I'm watching the actors and I can't, her name escapes me right now. What was her name? What was the character? I can't even remember. But I'm watching her and I was like, I want to do that. I want to be on TV. And I went in to see my mother in the kitchen, and I said, I want to be on TV. I just knew that's what I wanted to do.
Wow.
And at the time I was taking ballet and tap. I was living on Staten Island, and I just, you know, continued to like on and off pursue it until third grade. You know, I was a little girl trying everything, trying gymnastics, trying ice skating. And I went into ice skating because we have a rink here in Long Beach. It's the recreation center. And on weekends, I would always go ice skating. And it got to the point where I was going to go into competition. I started taking lessons, started buying the little outfits. But the trainer said, you need to get into ballet class. So above the recreation center on Saturdays was something called the Theater Guild. And a manager, I didn't know this at the time, the woman that ran it was a manager. And I did that in third grade briefly. We did a couple of shows, and then I don't know, for some reason, I put it away and probably did something else because I was a kid. And then in fifth grade, I joined it again because I had missed it. I missed doing the shows and whatnot. But then they realized I could sing because we were doing something in Theater Guild. And the reason I joined it was because I had to take ballet. So they got me into Theater Guild. And I was singing that day. And they didn't know, my parents, I don't even think, knew that I could sing. And the manager just came over to me and she's like, I'm going to make you a star. Okay. And then it felt like the next day I had an audition for Annie. I think that was my first audition, like a big cattle call, everybody singing, you know, tomorrow. And then I think my second audition was a commercial, but my manager at the time was like, you're not commercial material. I'm like, all right, whatever that means. And then my third audition was for Evita. And the windup was that my cousin and I auditioned together. And she actually booked it because she fit into the costume of the girl that she was replacing. And they said I would be first replacement. It was just a very weird thing that both my cousin and myself were in it and chosen. And we sang Happy Birthday for that song, for the audition for Harold Prince. And, you know, I mean, 2-3 months later, they called me and I was in Evita on Broadway.
Wow.
So I was 11 years old, so I was still very young. And I knew at 3-4 years old, I knew I wanted to do that. And that's what I pursued. So, yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So you're on Broadway at 11.
Yeah. It could be a curse though, because when you're a child actor, you know, you miss out on a lot. And I had like, nobody liked me, or at least it seemed that way. And I was still going to regular school, and I had kind of a weird schedule, and I just had no friends. And then I wound up like just being a normal kid and went to high school and did the musicals. And I realized throughout high school, I still wanted to do it. So I went to college for musical theater. Hey, got my BA in theater and speech.
Hey. Where did you go?
I went to Wagner College. So full circle, because I started there when I was a kid, and then my parents moved here to Long Beach. So I started kindergarten living on Staten Island, but then we moved here and I did all my schooling here. And then I went back to Staten Island for college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what it was. Oh, wow. And you like that? It's a good school?
I loved it. If anybody out there has a child or is a child, you know, wanting to pursue musical theater, it's one of the best schools, and you're so close to the city. I had an amazing experience there, and I still have friends from school.
Wow. Do they have dorms there and stuff?
Oh yeah. It's a beautiful campus. And you have a view of Manhattan. Take the ferry ride right over into Manhattan. It's really a great school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they have a fantastic program.
Cool. Yeah, good to know.
Yeah, and it's expanded since I've been there. I mean, it's just a really beautiful, you would not think, everyone's like, Staten Island.
Yeah.
Really. And so Some amazing people have come out of there that have gone on to do a lot of Broadway shows.
Cool. Yeah, no, all we think about is like NYU and, you know, all the local things. And it's nice that there's one still close that has a great program. That's cool.
Yeah. 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 What else are we talking about?
Did you have, when you were also sort of young and now, did you have inspirations that drove you?
I mean, you know, it's probably the same for every little girl, but Barbra Streisand, Judy Garland, I mean, Lucille Ball, those were my girls. Those were my inspirations. I would be in my basement, you know, singing with my hairbrush to, you know, all the Barbra Streisand songs. Donna Summer, even, like, I would just, bad girl.
Yeah. Bad girl. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And for different reasons, right? Because Lucille was comedy and they all had this different essence, but all powerful performances.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think most people, you know, it's like you hear the same people that inspired them. I mean, Carol Burnett, I mean, they're just, you know, I love the funny. I love Barbra Streisand because she was this powerful singer, but she was also, is this amazing actress and just everything combined. And she's not this particularly great beauty. And that's really what I loved about her. I think she's beautiful, but she's not considered this
classic.
Yeah. I just love her and I still adore her. She's just,
she's a legend.
She's it. Yeah. Yeah.
So cool.
Who was yours?
Well, I'm pretty basic but modern, but like Drew Barrymore was a huge inspiration for me.
Yeah.
I did a biography on her when I was in middle school because she was such a strong character, you know. But Meryl, you know.
Yes. Oh, of course.
If you don't say Meryl.
Yes, of course.
You get a slap on the wrist.
Saying, of course.
You know, I have to just say it. But I liked Angelina. I thought her the way, you know, she's sexy and powerful. It's just, there's so many strong women that led the way for all of us, thankfully.
Right.
I guess there were women people who owned production companies a long time ago. You know, I think the 30s, I'm not sure, don't quote me, but around then was the first woman production company.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Think so. I think there's like a French lady who started. I'm not sure. These are all random facts floating around. But yeah, a long time ago, there's one woman who started it. And then, you know, Marilyn Monroe had her own, and then Lucille and all. Yeah. Well, Lucille was a partnership, right? But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have to look at that now. Yeah. Female owned. Female owned. Yeah.
So you started in the theater.
I started in the theater and I learned a lot. I saw a lot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw the nasty. No, it was a different world back then. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
you remember? Wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. It was 1980, 81. And, you know, when you went into the city, you did not go past 7th Avenue. You did not venture to 8th Avenue. But we did. we would walk around the block to go see the triple X rated, you know, look in the peepholes. And I was like, oh my God, what did I see? I see tits. It's true. It's true. Yeah. I mean, we saw, it was a very nasty city back then. Nasty, dirty, grimy. I loved it.
I mean, it's come so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were kids, and we had 2 shows on Wednesday, 2 shows on Saturday, and we'd have the several hours in between shows to do whatever the fuck we wanted. And we went to the billiards that was right across the street. We would go we'd go to the hotel across the street. I don't remember the name of it. It's no longer there, but it was literally like right across the street. And we wanted to go swimming. We knew they had a pool, but they wouldn't let you in unless you were a guest in the hotel. But we went as a group. There were like 5 kids in the show. So we would go as a group, and they said, all right, prove it. Sing something from the show and we'll let you in. So we sang our song from the show and let us in. So we would swim. We were kids, you know?
Yeah.
What 10, 11-year-olds want to do. They just want to swim. They just want to do something fun. But yeah, I remember the grimy city is just a different world. And a kid would never be able to walk around like we walked
That's
around.
what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some things.
So when did you choose to transition from Broadway to film theater? I mean, from to film and movies and TV.
So after college, I don't know how or why it happened, but I started getting really bad anxiety auditioning for musical theater. Even though I knew I had the chops and I had the talent, I would get into that room and choke. Like everything would tense up. I'd get blotchy. I'd have to go to the bathroom. I'd get so nervous. But that was because they would line you up 10 at a time outside the room, and then you'd hear everybody sing.
Right.
Now we put on headphones. Now you just put on headphones and you tune everything out. And now I could do it no problem. But I was starting to get really nervous. And I started taking workshops with casting directors and agents, and started getting really good at reading commercial copy, which I found to be very easy. I was like, oh, I just have to read this copy. I just was so calm about it. And any kind of hosting material or voiceover material, I got into that booth, and it was just so easy for me. And I just started transitioning out of auditioning for musical theater and doing summer stock. And even though I did do it, it was very hard for me. It was very, very daunting, that kind of auditioning for me. I just got very nervous. Yeah. And so, yeah, I just started doing a lot of non-union commercials and voiceovers. And I was working with a bunch of people at what was then the Harley Davidson Cafe, 56 and 6th. It's a bank. But one by one, after working with my friends for several years, they all started moving out to LA. And it wasn't even an inkling of a thought in nothing. I never even thought about moving to LA. And I thought, you know what? The film and TV is there. If I want to do this, then that's where I need to be. And I moved out there and I joined SAG, and the writer's strike happened. Just like we have this pending strike, like
Monday.
SAG, the writer's strike happened. But that's kind of when I transitioned. I would say probably back in my mid-20s. I realized, oh, there's more out there than jazz hands, musical theater. And then I moved out to LA and I started studying, which I never really did here in New York. I took dance, I took voice lessons. I took a couple of acting classes, but I never really studied. So once I moved out to LA, I studied Meisner technique. I was like, wow, I'm an actor.
Who were you studying with? Do you remember?
His name was Chris Fields.
Chris Fields?
Yeah, he was also an actor. Not sure if he's acting much these days, but he was brilliant. And I didn't realize how brilliant he was when I was taking class with him. And I still have monologues that he gave me in class that this is when I knew that I was an actor. I was like, I am really good at this, because I would whip out those monologues years later, because I couldn't get it in class. I would kick myself. I'm like, I don't get it. I can't do it. Don't say you can't, people. And I would break them out and I would reread them with new vision. And the light bulb went off, just like he said it would. He said, one day, it might not be tomorrow. It might not be in 2 months. It might not even be next year, but you will look at these monologues again and the light bulb will go off.
That's so real. That's so true and deep for an actor. Because I have those moments where because you get older, time kind of gets slower and faster. It does its own thing, and life is heavier as you get older, right? And it's we're still on the same path, right? We still love performing and creating, and we have to struggle because that's the balance. But when you have those ups of, wow, I am an actor and I love doing this, it's everything. It's everything. That
Yeah.
is, there's nothing better than that in the
Yeah.
whole world than realizing you belong somewhere, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. When did you realize you wanted to be an actor?
Uh, I was 18 when I said I'm doing this. I didn't really like speak growing up, so it was more of a communication challenge as well.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I danced when I was a little girl. You know, you just do you know it deep
Yeah.
down, and then it starts showing itself as you get older.
Right.
And then eventually you're like, okay, I'm on the right path. Because you could do anything in the world. And an actor is everything. I mean, everyone's everything, but we could play everything, right? Because we want to put our shoes in feet in these shoes, but and say these and send these messages and stories, right? So we're very confused people. That's all I can say.
What, you mean actors?
Actors, yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some consider us weird, strange. We know who we
Yeah.
are.
Well, we know who we are, but we want to be everybody. I want to be everyone. I want to play every role, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. But so voiceover. So you've gone to voiceover pretty young then.
I mean, I've been in and out of it. And if I had just stuck with it when I was 23, I would probably be a really popular voiceover artist now, because it's a really tough business to get into.
Yeah.
And I remember my first voiceover demo I had made when I was still living in the city, and it was on cassette. Do you even know what a cassette is?
Yeah, yeah. I do, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I made it, and I was getting so much great feedback. But then, like, something else interests me, you know, like I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know how many people out there are Sagittarians, but a Sagittarius, like, might start something and not finish it. That's kind of what we're known for. And we have lots of interests. We like to dabble in a lot of things. And yeah, so I did start, you know, I mean, I guess that's fairly young to start in voiceovers and realize that that's kind of another pathway into this entertainment industry. And then I stopped, and then I was doing commercials, and then I was doing this, and then I was doing that. And then I moved out to LA. And when I moved out to LA and I got into SAG, and I realized that there was more to just TV and film, I was like, there's hosting? Wait, I could be a host? You know, so I started studying to be a host. And people might not know what that means. You know, what do you mean a host? Like when you are a television presenter, you're on the red carpet, you know, you're doing interviews, late night talk shows. That's a host. And I thought, oh, well, I don't know what kind of host I would want to be. Would I want to be on the red carpet?
Right.
That would probably be where I would want to be, that kind of host. And then, I don't know, something else took my interest. So that went away, and I was like, voiceovers. So I'm like, I have squirrel moments. But now I have my voiceover booth, and I'm way more into it now. And I've booked a few jobs. I've had to decline a few jobs just because of timing and monetary. They want to pay you crap, some of these jobs.
Peanuts, yeah.
They really do. You know, I mean, for some of these jobs, they require a lot of work for very little money.
Well, that's why I'm not going to say what kind of jobs they are, but if they're not union jobs, that's why they're doing it, right? So, because union jobs pay, you know.
They do. Yep.
Please, God, send us all the union jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you? How's your singing? I know you're a singer.
It's good. I'm just moving along, doing all the creative things, you know. All of them. You sing, right? So wasn't you a little girl?
Yeah, I'm a rusty nail right now. Like, I would need to retrain the vocal cords. I'm a rusty nail.
I
But
like that.
It's you know, it's an instrument that you just need to retrain. That's all. It's like, it's a muscle. It's muscle memory. So yeah, I can sing, but I can't sing like I used to.
Well, voiceover is good practice to at least keep it moving, but not to the registers, right?
Right.
and
Right.
the
Yeah.
octaves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
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 what else are we talking about?
it's
Voice.
another focus
Yeah.
though, singing, you know.
Yeah.
It is the voice, but it's a different vibe. It's a total different industry too, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, if anybody's out there and you need Christina and I to sing a jingle and do a voiceover, you hear me? No, just kidding. I'm not.
Papa, can you hear me? So what have been some of your favorite gigs? No matter what, standing, principal, back, it doesn't matter. Producing anything you can think of.
What was my favorite gig? That's a good question. It's a really good question that I don't know if I know the answer because there's been several. I have to say my experience out in LA working with a theater company was I would say we put in a lot of work. That's probably one of my favorite experiences because we had to do all the facets of everything. So you might not be in the show, so you would be in the box office. You might not be in the show and you might be doing lighting. Maybe you're in the show, but you're also moving your furniture. Oh, I just got a message.
Yay.
um, I think just learning all the facets and being humbled by learning all of that, not, you're not just an actor, it's an ensemble. And an ensemble, you have to do all of the all. And I really enjoyed that. I never did stage manage because I know that that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I actually never technically directed, although I love the ensemble experience because you all have input and a say. So I think my favorite experiences were actually doing the straight plays, which is mostly what I did. I didn't really do the musicals in my theater company. Being in an ensemble like that and getting very little pay for it, but it was very emotionally satisfying.
Yeah, no, that's why people love the theater because that community is so strong
Yeah.
and it's like it reminds me of the Navy in a way because the camaraderie is you look out for each other, no one's judging each other and no one's, bullying. Really, they don't bully each other, every community has one, but it's a really great, it's just a great place to be. And Theater for the New City, I went there for a little and I love their passion for each other and they lift each other. It's a home, right? Also, if you're having trouble at home, you can go to these places and they're there for you.
Yeah.
I love that. So where I was in LA?
That was in LA. Yeah.
How long were you doing that for?
They're no longer in existence, but it was the West Coast Theater Ensemble. And I was with them for over 8 years.
8 years. That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a great community of people. Because if anybody tells you that, you can't do theater in LA, they're wrong. There's a lot of theater in LA. It may not be Broadway, and you may not be in like some main stage production, but I always believe, I was always working, even if I wasn't getting paid for it, I was always working because I was the yes girl. Everyone knew my work and, they were like, Lilo, can you replace blah, blah, blah. So, I was the yes girl. And I just like the camaraderie. I like the community. I met a lot of great people that I'm still friends with in LA. And I adored that experience. Yeah.
Oh, and you told me you were a waitress. Was that the same time you were doing the theater?
Oh, hell yeah. Again, that place is not in existence either. But if any of our LA friends or, watch this in a replay or whatever, I worked at the Newsroom Cafe. And I was also there for 8.5 years. I was there for a really long time. And, I found it through someone in my acting class because she happened to be dating the owner.
Yeah.
And they had just hired a guy and they wound up firing him so that they can put me in. I felt bad, but it was a great place to work. I met, as a matter of fact, here you go. My very first shift, I was training and Drew Barrymore came in. And I had no idea it was that kind of a place. I just needed a job. I needed to pay for my Meisner classes and I needed a steady gig. And I told them I only wanted to work lunches. They were like, you don't want to work dinners? I was like, no, lunches, Monday through Friday. That's really all I want to work. And my very first shift training, Drew Barrymore comes in. And I was like,
Right.
like I never get starstruck, but it was Drew fucking Barrymore.
See?
And the paparazzi, and this was also very new for me, the paparazzi, it was like 30 strong outside. And I was like, oh my God, they're all here for Drew, aren't they? So she finishes her lunch and she doesn't want to go out the front door because of all the paparazzi. And because I looked like her at the time, I had shorter hair and I looked like her. I was like, what if I photo double for you? I pretend to go out the back door and you can go out the front door. You know, we were trying to like work something out.
Right.
She wound up going out the back way and she just got bombarded anyway. But that was my first brush with like, oh my God, we're like this close. I'm this close to Drew Barrymore. But yeah, it was that.
It's real, right?
Yeah, it's real. I've seen paparazzi trample on one another and, you know, run on top of one another and knock each other down just for a shot. I've seen a lot of shit. Yeah.
And that was every day?
It was practically every day because the Ivy, which is a very popular, like,
I've
also
heard of that one.
across the street, paparazzi would just hang out like right there next to the newsroom. So it was that kind of a place. A lot of industry people. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of things. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I loved LA. What made you say I'm done with this place and you came back home?
I wasn't done with it.
I know, I'm never done with that place, right?
Yeah, I wasn't done with it. I reconnected with my now husband through Facebook. And I did not want to join Facebook, but my friends were like, you gotta join Facebook. We're posting pictures. It's fun. So yeah, we just he friended me on there, as did all these other people from high school, and we just started talking. And long story short, after we chatted on Facebook Messenger and on the phone, we started doing the long distance thing. And I was like, you know what? You know, once we realized it was serious, I said, you know what? I can move back. He had a business at the time. I said, I can move back to New York. It's fine. But if that hadn't happened, I would probably still be out there.
Wow. And
Yeah.
I mean, New York is the best. And only in the last few years has it picked up with filming and opportunities, you know, but
Yeah.
I don't know when you came back, but 10 years ago there was work, just not now. It's 10 times as much, you know.
Oh no, it's like it's quadrupled since I've been home, and I returned at the very beginning of 2010, and there wasn't a lot going on.
Right.
There was way more going on in LA, but then like a couple of years in, and it's just booming. I mean, it's booming.
Booming. Netflix is buying up studios around here like it's their job, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Keep us all busy. Keep us all working, you know?
Yeah, no, I looked back because you could look on my EP now. Did you see that? You could sign up for direct deposit on my entertainment partners.
I have to do that. I haven't done it.
Do it. I did it yesterday, and you can see your past jobs for a while. They logged it. Go look at it. Go look at it, and you'll see like, wow, I made a lot that day.
Yeah, I got to do it. I know they're all going, everything's digital, but it's really hard because everybody has this different payroll company, and some are still paying us with, you know, paper. So we got to keep track of everything. And the other day I said, you know what? I'm missing 2 checks, and then you have to go rifle through all the things.
the vouchers. They're like now electronic vouchers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's good. Everybody's getting onto a system and everything is digital. So
Yeah. I mean, side note, I wonder what's going to happen on Monday, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. Really would love for them to like strike some deal tomorrow and we can all just go to work happy.
I saw, just a quick note on it. I saw on Twitter that IATSE posted um, production companies are they're making people work through the weekend. Like they're adding 2 extra days and they're jamming into overtime before Monday
Oh,
just to take advantage
yeah,
of using people. So
yeah.
it's like, I wonder who they are because that's really insane, you know? So they
Wow.
want to make these people work 16, 18 hours till Monday. Like, I don't think so, you know? People
Right.
like strike now. What's the problem, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
they'll have to work a deal out. There's no choice, like every store,
no,
right?
but they're gonna strike anyway, I'm sure. They're gonna be
Right,
striking until they come up with a deal. They're gonna strike. I know what they're gonna strike.
right,
But
right.
I would love for them to come up with a deal like tomorrow, you know, and
These people are giving their lives, like they have kids and families, and it's just nuts, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, let us pray.
Let us pray. I like
Um,
that. So you're an artist too?
oh, I listen, we're all artists.
Well, yeah, you know, drawing, painting, you know,
I'm not,
tangible.
yeah, I would say I'm creative. I'm creative.
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
definitely not an artist, but I have been dabbling in painting. But you know, I think anybody can do it. It's this acrylic pour painting that I discovered this past year during the pandemic, and I love it. I have to get back.
Oh,
I have to get back to it. It's all set up in my basement though, with all my paints and my canvases, and I play. Um, you know, I have a lot of incomplete ones down there that need to be glazed and glossed, and but it's a lot of fun. Like you know, when I'm not acting or doing a self tape or you know any of that stuff or working, I do like to be creative. I had started my own hat business when I lived out in LA.
wow.
Just because, yeah, well, I had bought this little beanie at a flea market and it was a crocheted beanie with this really cute little sparkly flower, not a flower, you know, a crocheted flower on it.
Yeah.
And it was sitting on my coffee table and I had a friend's birthday that was coming up. And I thought, I just don't know what to get them. I really can't afford much. What can I do? I went to the yarn store. Oh no, actually I had yarn because I would make like granny squares, you know, like I would just kind of play around sometimes. And I thought, you know what, let me attempt a hat. And I blossomed into a hat making business in LA. And I did that for a few years. And I would go to arts and crafts places. What do they call them? Uh, craft fairs.
Conventions and fairs, right? Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where you would like rent a table for $50. And I made these really cool hats because I would go to all the yarn stores and get the yarns that were no longer being made. So I would grab them and I would make one of a kind hats. And I had old buttons and buckles and bows and you know, so once in a while I still make a hat or a scarf or a something. And I paint.
That's awesome.
I make pebble art and I pick up wood on the beach and I make shit, you know.
You're creative, right? That's
Yeah.
so cool. But
Yeah.
because you know how expressing yourself makes you feel better, and it's therapy, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's therapy. And I've never been to therapy. I don't knock it for anybody, but I've never been. So that is my therapy. Yeah.
You're missing out, honey.
I know. So I hear. So I hear.
I haven't been in a few years, but I've been looking for a new person. It's like dating, actually. You have to
Yeah.
find a good one, you know. But I love therapy. I think I fell in love with them. That's probably why I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
That happens. Be careful.
Yeah.
No, it's you know what I'm saying. But so I ask. Speaking of therapy, I ask my guests to bring a deep quote and/or enlightenment experience to share if you have one.
So, I mean, you know, I was thinking about this and I always I've thought about this for years, and it always runs through my head, because I remember when somebody said it to me, and I don't remember who that someone was, but it was a very, very long time ago. Steal from the best. Steal from the best. It's not really, I don't know if that's considered a quote or something enlightening.
It's a quote, yeah.
It's a quote. I mean, I think Pablo Picasso or something. I know Michael Caine quotes it, but you know,
I love Michael Caine.
yeah, all these mega stars, we all steal from the best, but we make it our own. We all make it our own. You're going to get little tidbits. You're not going to do it like that person, but you're going to take and absorb what that person did, created, you know, and make it your own. I mean, that's kind of my thing. Like, just steal from the best. When I heard that, and I was like, what do you mean? You're stealing? Why are you stealing? That's not right.
Rude.
It's so rude. Yeah, steal from the best. And oh, don't walk backwards. No, that's my enlightening quote. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But really, don't walk backwards.
Can I roll backwards?
You can walk backwards. Just be very careful.
Right. That's true. That's true. I like the stealing one because I don't know who said it, but they said, you know, nothing's original technically, right?
Right. Right.
So it's like if you're not copying, you're lying to yourself in a sense because you didn't invent this thing. You know, there's, I think I heard that there's like these waves of creative energy that go through maybe people. I don't know. But like 10 people will get the same idea, but one person will bank on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the time, it's how fast you can grab the opportunity to bank on that. I mean, it's financial banking, right? But it's also, you get a copyright on, I created this because you say, you put it out there rather than just have it in your head and be like, oh, that's a great idea, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, I think a lot of people have the same ideas and it's just who makes it come true first, you know?
Yes. Yes.
And we're all like, oh no, I'm an individual. We are individual.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
But we have more in common than we realize, I guess. You know?
True. Absolutely. You're a Libra, right? Is that what
I am?
Yeah.
I am a Libra.
Yeah. See, Libras are very creative, very talented. That's what they're known for. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's saved my life being creative 10 times over. You know, even painting, like obviously you probably put music on, right, when you do it.
Hell yeah. If or I'll put a podcast on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you just zone out. That's cool.
I've even been getting into listening to the podcast riding my bike, which, you know, you would think that you need music, but I don't necessarily need the music. But I like listening. I like listening to smarter people than myself. and learning something every day. I feel like we all are always learning. I was never a good student in high school, and I had to really apply myself in college. And I always thought, oh, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need to do that. Oh, math, I don't need that. But now, like, I want to learn. I want to absorb. So it all changes.
Yeah, no, I'm realizing that too. I'm always like, I need music to keep my brain moving. And now I'm finding like doctors' podcasts where I'm like, oh, I heard intermittent fasting the other day on the radio, on Instagram. And I was like, oh, who's talking about this? You go look and it's a podcast and you just throw it on and you're like, how do I do that? Guide me, right? We need a guide for everything. You can't do things alone. You know?
Right. Exactly.
I wish. You just can't.
Exactly. Yep.
It's life, right? We're here together.
Yep. We're all in this together. So,
do you have any goal projects? Are you working on anything? What are you doing over there?
What are you doing over there? My goal projects. I mean, I've really been hustling, and I know we're already in October, but my goal is to like book 5 things before the end of the year. Um, my goal is to add 5 things to my resume. That's my goal.
That's a great goal. You have to have goals, right? I forget that, but it's true.
Yeah, I did book a commercial. I am doing a commercial next week. Yes.
Break a leg.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's 1. Check that.
Well, did you get on your agent's behinds? Because that's part of it, right?
Somewhat. Yep. Yep. I'm like, hello. Hi. My name is Lilo. I'm an actor.
Help me.
Do you say actor or actress? Did you ever say actress?
Sometimes I did in the beginning. I said actress, and now I say
Yeah.
actor. It sounds better, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of transitioned several years ago. Everyone's like, no, just say you're an actor. There's no.
It's non-binary. It's
Yep.
what it is.
Yep. Yeah. I like actor. I mean, half my life I said actress. I'm an actress. Yeah.
It's cute. It's cute, you know.
Yep.
But it's just not all encompassing, right? You don't.
No, not actor. Yeah.
So it's harder to say too, in a way, you know.
Yep. There's 2 S's on the end. It's bullshit.
It's passe. It's bullshit. Let's get rid of it. So how do you stay motivated as a performer? You know, because life gets rough, as for everyone, and I guess art would be one way. And
I mean, how do you stay? I don't know. I mean, I'm not satisfied yet. So I need to satisfy that. And it's, I've been wanting to do this since I'm 3 years old. So it's never going to go away. We all get down in the dumps. Even the most famous people will get down in the dumps when they're not working, or not knowing where your next job is, when is the next job. So you just have to keep your skills up. You have to live and enjoy life. And because I live by the beach, I enjoy my life. Self-motivation is very, very difficult, especially for actors, to maintain that high, to maintain that on. It's very difficult. But if you have a happy balance, happy life, I think that it can't all be acting. It can't all be just one thing. So what keeps me motivated is having a happy life, enjoying my husband, enjoying my dog, enjoying my cats, enjoying the beach, riding my bike, staying healthy, staying fit. It's all connected.
That's awesome. Yeah. I was going to say we all have a hunger. Florence and the Machine has that song called Hunger. She's like, we all have a hunger, and that's our hunger, right? It's to create. And I can't eat enough of the entertainment industry, right? It's what we breathe. It's who we are. Mm-hmm. And that's not right. That's not going away. And we have to be human first before we're business, which is family, right? Loved ones, pets.
Yeah.
And not to lose track of that. I was watching a Instagram live the other day with Jenny Ravitz, who's a casting director for they do a lot of Dick Wolf productions. And I forget the other person right now, but she said she was on the beach on vacation doing work from her phone, and she's like, I shouldn't have been doing that, because you work can wait. Oh, and she's with her family. Work can wait. You really, as you get older too, you realize you need to connect with people you love, because that is truly the through line of life. Like we say, acting is my through line. Yeah, it is your essence. It is your being, but people and support system is the most important thing. And
yeah,
and that's why you almost know why these people go to LA and become homeless. because if they have no support system, they have no fighting mental chance to survive this thing, you know?
Not at all. Yeah. It's your family, your friends, it's all very important to have that, to maintain that. Yeah. To be a human being.
We're lucky, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, my parents are my biggest cheerleaders.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, my also he's like my biggest cheerleader, but yeah, my parents have always been very, very supportive. You know, they're like, when are you gonna, when are you gonna be able to boast that you booked something? I'm like, soon, Mom.
But you book things all the time. Just talk about it, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. People are like, what were you in? I'm like, I mean, I've been in a lot of stuff, but, I don't know how to word it, right? I've
Right.
done a lot. You've done a lot in your lifetime. How do you word it? I can't word that. Amber's my coach. She's also casting. She's the best in the whole entire world.
I met last year.
Oh, you met Amber?
Yeah, well, not in person, on Zoom, yeah.
She's the best. Love you, Amber. She's the best. But yeah, star. Cute. I'm getting back into class soon. You should come join our class, Lilo.
What class?
Amber teaches a class on Zoom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the best.
All right,
yeah,
we'll
come
talk about that.
We'll talk offline, but
we'll talk.
But yeah, so we have like 2-3 minutes to go if you want to say some last words, and we'll hopefully work on set again soon. We did meet recently on SVU.
I know.
Let's get back there, right?
Right, exactly. Or something else.
Oh yeah, no, something else, but SVU has a special place in my
I don't know, did we check off the list? Let's see.
Oh, the list has been checked. Do you write anything?
It has been checked. Do I write? I write? Is that what you asked?
Yes.
I have 20 million journals down here. And they weren't all for journaling. They were like, if I had a thought, one of these days I am going to compile all of the things that I've written. Like just sometimes I'll be on the boardwalk and that's when I zone out and I think of something clever, or that would be great to put in my one woman show, or that would be a great skit or something. So I'll jot it down in my notes. So one day I'll compile all of these notes. So yeah, I guess I do kind of write, but kind of not. I'm terrible. I'm scattered. That I am like all over the place. But I do have a lot of things that I've written. Like I've written my own monologues.
Wow.
Yeah. My own monologues, my own little like short skits. So yeah, I guess I write.
So you just got to bring it to life.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Every actor I have on here, I think to myself, why are we not, and at least in New York, why are we not doing table reads? I mean, COVID, I guess, let me rewind. But in my mind, I'm like, we should all get together and do just even a table read is fun,
Yeah.
You do anything. You could literally just choose something off the internet, go and rent a small space for an hour or whatever,
Let's go.
It's not hard. We just got to do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, Lilo. All right. So we'll do it. We'll talk offline. I'll turn you on to my girl here. And
I love when your accent comes out. It's adorable.
I
love it. And you're only a skip and a jump away. Come on.
Oh, I know. For real, there's no excuse anymore. Actually, I have one feature I've been writing very slowly through time that you could be the principal for. I'm thinking, so we'll talk about it. But
let's talk.
Let's talk. All right, my dear. Say goodbye to your fans and your friends and your family.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. No, no, thanks so much for having me. This was fun.
It was fun. It's a pleasure meeting you, and let's keep growing. And you're in SAG, right? I got to bring you in the political realm of it. We're starting tonight.
No, so not a political person.
No,
Neutral.
just get on a committee. Get on a committee. You don't even have to get on the teams. Okay.
I'll
We'll
leave that
see.
to you.
All right, we'll just do a SAG project then.
Okay.
Good.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Lilo. You're the best.
Thank you. Bye,
Many
everybody.
blessings. Much love.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, thank you everyone for joining. Sorry, my allergies so crazy today. The fall in New York, you know. Have a good evening and a great week. Take care of yourselves. Go for a walk, you know, breathe, meditate, whatever. I love you. See you soon.